Hi guys, I'm back. Okay, I realized that in my first video I didn't tell you guys my name. My name is Trace. It is pronounced in the Afrikaans way. I think in English and everywhere else in the world I will be called Tracy. It's not my registered name on my ID document. It is a nickname that my husband gave me, so everybody around here knows me as Trace. Right, so the first video doesn't look like it's got too many mistakes on it. I was a bit nervous. I think it came through on the video. People that know me will realize that, but I think I will get used to it. So I thought about making ephemera, and I know people make snippet rolls with papers and digital kits, and I'm not into the digital kits just yet. I will probably get into it eventually, but for now I like to use all the bits and pieces of paper that I've got left over after I did any kind of paper crafting, whether it's scrapbooking or journals or whatever I do. I've got some, 2 pages of an old book that I basically saved from the rubbish dump. The books got wet and they were going to be dumped, so I saved them, and these are 2 pages that I'm going to use now to show you how I make snippet rolls. I saw this being done by Gail. Her surname is very difficult to pronounce. I think it's Agostinelli, and she has a different way of doing it, and she uses digitals. So I do not use digitals. I prefer using, now if the glue will just work, it will be wonderful, but it's not working, so let's see what's happening. She does it with digitals, and she doesn't join the pages. She uses the digital pictures to join the pages. Now, trust glue not to want to work when you're on video, so I'm going to just put this aside and use the wet glue. It just worked and now it won't. Okay, girl, I think I'm going to use your idea. There's some glue there, it's fine. I just stick them down randomly. As you can see, most of my papers are torn in little squares like a patchwork quilt, and I try not to put 2 of the same types of papers next to one another. I try to make it as random as possible and let them overlay a little bit on every side. And if they lift up too much, I just use my roller to roll it down and push it down to make sure it stays down. It gets cut up and decorated with so many other things on top, you won't even see the glue when it's dry, or the excess glue. It will disappear. This to me is like playing in the sand would be for a child. I enjoy it so much. The colors don't really matter. I like it more colorful, because in the end it doesn't really matter what color you use. It comes together with a picture that you put on top. Now it's not finished, but what I do usually is just put 1 layer over the top like that, and then once it's all dry I cut it up and use it in my journals. So I'm going to remove this now and just put it aside because I want to show you what it looks like when it's dry. Now this is 5 pages that I've made the snippet roll with. I don't know why it's called a snippet roll, because it's not roll up, but I guess you can if you want to. And as you can see, it's got different colors paper on it, different thickness. It doesn't really matter what paper you use. I've got some gift paper, some cardstock from magazines, typing paper, kids craft paper, coloring books, anything that I can find, and little bits of Tim Holtz, I think, in between. And then of course the back is covered with plain paper that you can write on, because this becomes the ephemera inserts in your journal. Okay, let me get this out of the way. Now that piece I cut up into little pieces like this. Now that's a belly band. I've got some journaling cards. I've got some bigger ones, or smaller ones than the journaling cards, but they're quite big for tags, or I can use them for journaling cards or tuck spots or inserts or anything that you want to do with it. And then I've got some smaller ones that's just been cut. I haven't done anything with them yet. Now my next step after doing that, the wonders of doing this on video and showing you guys all the results after all the mess is made, I sew them. This is going to be a tuck spot. I've already cut them